Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin. Yep. The last we left off, we officially finished up the Lost Bastille. Yeah, I think we started off where it had strayed, and we kind of went down, opened the gate, crossed the bridge, fighting through some royal swordsmen, the jailer, pick up I think some life gems. Yep. And then it was sad that the little gargoyle thing didn't happen because I already beat them up. Yeah, because if you cross that bridge from where Straight's at towards Sinner's Rise, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, Sinner's Rise. The gargoyles will fly around, but since we already beat them, they didn't do that, so sad. But anyway, yep. So we crossed the bridge, plucked off one swordsman down below, up a ladder, lit the bonfire, lit the sconce, went down, cleared out some soldiers. Yep. I think one of them dropped like a common fruit or something. And then we grabbed the effigy, went back upstairs, lit our torch, down the elevator, rolled off, or kind of walked off to grab the item on the way down. And then once we got down, once we got down with the sconce, and then we kind of cheesed the flexile sentry. Yeah, there's a flexile sentry at the bottom of that elevator, and he doesn't fit through the doorway. So you can step out, get his attention, step back into the little doorway. He can't get to you, but you can still, hit him with arrows or spells or whatnot. So he'll eventually back off, but you just have to step back out again, and he'll come running at you again. So just kind of rinse and repeat until he's dead. Yeah. So you can avoid an actual fight in deep water, which is would not recommend. Nope. So we cheesed him. He doesn't respawn. I don't think he respawns with the Covenant of Champions either. So yeah. But anyway, yep. So he doesn't respawn. Checked out the little alcoves he was kind of guarding. Picked up the I think the blossoming shield, kite shield, the shield that increases stamina recovery. Found a fake wall, which outside had the Northern Ritual Band ring as well as a bleed stone. Probably two things I probably won't be using, but Yep. Came back in, pressed forward, and then it cleared out the little cells. The various cells on the two levels. Mainly undead prisoners, the guys who kind of like belly flop and explode. So I just kind of cleared them out. Trying to remember what we picked up in those rooms. I don't think there was much of anything really, at least not in the lower levels. So we went up top to the next level, cleared out those cells. One of them had an invisible hollow who dropped us a smooth silky stone. Yep. Yeah, the easiest way to check for them is just kind of walk along a wall until you hit like a point where you can't go forward. Because again, even though they're invisible, they still have a collision, and so you can walk into them. That's probably the easiest way to find them without a torch. So, Yep, so there's one of those cells. I think one of the cells had a summon sign for Spell Sword Luit. Yeah, one of your like shieldy guys. We didn't summon him, so nope. Yep. But in one of the cells, which was unlocked with the Bastille key, contained a Hades Knight and a Fire Seed. Yep. Fire Seed is used to upgrade the Pyromancy Flame, so it's our first seed of the game. Yep. And then we killed the Hades Knight. Yeah, Hades Knights are pretty difficult, mainly because their attack animations are bad. I don't know any other way to say it, they're just bad. The hitbox for their attacks start up the moment they attempt to swing, like the first frame of their swing, hitbox. And if you're standing right next to them, you're going to hit. So it's like, man. So I always try to avoid fighting Hades Knights if I can, but I do want their armor set, so I only have their gauntlets, so I need to get the rest of their set. So, yay for me. But anyway. Yeah, but we killed that Hades Knight. I don't think he respawns either, but I know he guarantees to drop the Hades Knight spear. Yeah, so we have another spear weapon we can use. I think it requires a bit more dex, but we'll keep that in mind. Yep. Then after that, we open up the main gate and the two side doors leading to the boss. Ran back to the elevator, lit our torch again, and summoned Lucatiel. Yep. Yeah, we summoned Lucatiel because the Lost Sinner boss does count for progressing her quest line, so we summoned her just for that. Yeah. So we ran past the gate, lit another sconce, past the little walkway out to the actual prison holding the Lost Sinner. Yep. Went up the two sides, unlocked the doors, lit the braziers, just so we could have light in for the boss fight. Yeah, I think one of them had another smooth silky stone in one of those building or doors or rooms. Yeah, rooms. Yep. And before we stepped into the boss, there was a little hidden, quote, hidden item. I think it was like a radiant life gem, but yep. And after that, we took on the lost sinner or last sinner. Hold on, I think it's the Lost Sinner. Yeah, Lost Sinner. Okay, I just want to make sure. So, yep. So we took on the Lost Sinner with the help of Lucatiel. Yep. And apparently, bosses will focus on summons if you do have them. So, as long as you don't attack the boss, the summons will do the work, and they'll fight. Or the boss will focus on summons, I should say. But anyway. Yep, so we took on the Lost Sinner. She's not too bad. The biggest issues with her is that she likes to hop around a bunch, and if you don't light the braziers outside of her room, it's really dark. It is really dark in that room, and the darkness does affect your lock-on range. So if you like playing with lock-on, it could be more difficult. I would say that. So, but luckily we did light the braziers, so our lock-on range was normal. Yeah, but she does have a little jump attack that will break lock on. She'll jump in the air, land behind you, and then try to poke you in the back. But, yep. But anyway, yeah, she's not too bad, other than those two things. She can be parried. You can't riposte, but she can be parried. So, yeah, I don't think she can be, I don't think you can backstab her either. So, oh well. Yep, so we took her on. Lucatiel did survive the fight, so her quest line progressed as progressed. So we only need to summon her one more time to complete her quest line. Yep. And after that, we went through the door, opened the chest for another fragrant branch of yore and Elizabeth mushroom, lit the primal bonfire, came back to Majula, talked with some of the people. And I think I leveled up as well. So, yep, and that was it. Yeah, that's all we did. Just finished up the Lost Bastille with the Sinner's Rise. And took on our first old one. Yeah, the old ones are kind of like their, I would say, the embodiment of the great Lord Souls from Dark Souls 1. Yeah, the Lost Sinner being the Witch Izalith. The old Iron King is Gwyn. The Rotten is Nito, and the Duke's dear Freya would be Seath. Yes. Yeah. So, that was it. And between episodes, I did go back to the Ogre in the Forest of Fallen Giants, farmed him a little bit, just so I can get enough souls to buy the Lost Sinner set. Because once you beat the Lost Sinner, there are certain bosses that once you do beat, their armor sets do become available. Molin will have most of them, but there is some of the other armors can only be getting from like some other merchants. Like the first one that comes to mind is Titchy Grin. He's another NPC we'll hopefully meet today, hopefully. But he'll also sell boss armors, but Molin will have most of them. Yeah, so the Lost Sinner is one of them. So I farmed up some souls just so I can buy the armor set. Yep, I also actually have one of the pieces on right now. Yep, Penal Mask. Yep, Mask of the Lost Sinner. Yeah, it increases equip load. Yeah, the spikes pointed inward suggests that this was not only used to bind prisoners, but to torture them as well. Yep. Yeah, her set is actually pretty good against fire, considering it's Pyromancer, or based on the Pyromancer, yeah. Tightly cinched belt presses against the waist, but now no one knows who this was used to punish or for what reason. Yeah, but another interesting part is their handcuffs. Yep. They raise power of pyromancies. Yep. If you have this on, your pyromancy would do more damage. I'm not 100% sure of the numbers. My guess is 20%, or like no more than 20, probably no less than 5. So testing required, I'll say. Yeah, the device used to restrain the hands, but now no one knows who this used, punished, blah blah. Yep. So that's all I did. It's farm for souls just to get the Lost Sinner set. Because I really do like this mask. This mask is actually pretty cool. Definitely better once you have more equip load, but for now, it doesn't quite give enough equip load to cover its own weight. So, but later on, it'll be better. Yep. And that was it. That's all I did between episodes. Yep. And today, I did decide to go to Huntsman's Copse. Yeah, normally I go down into the gutter just so I can get to the bottom in the Black Gulch, because there's enemies down there that can drop chunks, but I decided, we'll go Huntsman's Copse. Yeah, 'cause it'll eventually lead us to an NPC that will sell Titanite shards unlimitedly. Just so between her, it's I can't quite remember her name. It's like Cloan or something like that. Yeah, she'll sell Titanite shards unlimitedly, and then we'll have McDuff for large shards. So at that point, we'll have everything we need to upgrade stuff to +6 whenever I need to. Yeah, but I think the game's main progression leads you into the Huntsman's Copse after the Bastille. But yeah, I decided Huntsman's Copse just cause. Well, not really just cause. It seemed more logical. After thinking about it, it seemed more logical to go to Huntsman's Copse. Because there's an NPC as well that we'll eventually meet that will have ladders that will be used to get down into the pit and all that stuff. So yeah, today, Huntsman's Copse. How much of it? I don't know. I hope to do at least the Executioner, that little side section there, and maybe get to the bridge at least? I don't know. Maybe the Bone Lords as well. We'll see. Yeah, the Executioner is going to be a little tricky just because of the ads in his arena, but yeah, so that's the plan. Huntsman's Copse, hopefully the Executioner, maybe the Bone Lords. We'll see. Yep. And our equipment for today, starting off with our Winged Spear +6, loving my Winged Spear. Our Sorcerer Staff, the +3. I should probably upgrade this a bit more if I'm going to use sorceries for now, but Watchdog's Parma +3, should probably upgrade that as well, but I need souls. Clarenthy Ring, going with the Ring of Knowledge instead of the Ring of Blades. Alright. Yeah. Because I just wanted extra spell damage, because I believe most enemies in the Copse are the weakest to magic, if I'm not mistaken. Got Stone Ring for our poise, and our Serpent Ring for more souls. So, yep, just going to start off with this. This will change depending on the situation, but for now, that's what we're going with. Then our armor is the Penal Mask, the Lost Sinner's Mask, and the Alva Armor. All the +3. Except for the mask, because that requires Twinkling Titanite, and I don't want to spend my Twinkling Titanite just yet. So I got our flask, our gems, our arrows, in case we need them. Here are our stats. I think I did invest some points into attunements, I think. I don't remember what I spent last time, but so I have enough for 2 attunement slots. Yep. We got our stats are starting to get up there, starting to get to what I like. All right. Yeah, our agility is about at the breakpoint I'm looking for, the 100 agility. So coming up fine. Yep. With our 2 attunement slots, I have 2 copies of Great Soul Arrow equipped, so we have 30 casts. So we have our ranged attack right there. Alright. I think I rambled on long enough, don't you think? I think so. Alright. To Huntsman's Copse, which requires us to talk to Lycia. Yep. Oh, Lycia, I need you to perform your not miracle. Alright, Lycia.
Just speak up if you're in need of miracles. That's why I'm here, after all.
Yeah, I think I bought everything from you anyway, so... We need you to move the path, please. We got the souls for you.
Go ahead then.
Alright. Yep. Gave her souls, she moved the path.
Miracles have been passed down through us since the first flame. Isn't it extraordinary to think they've existed since the very... And now, you can...
Yep, alright.
May the power of miracles be with you. Offer your souls to the gods.
Sure, why not? Anyway, yeah. You really don't have to pay her once to open the path, because there is a bonfire not too far down there, so... You only have to do this once. Examine? Caption does not move. Yeah. So there is another way to open this, but we have to kill someone to get it. Shh. Alright. Rogue water, or rouge water, however you want to pronounce it. Still follow the little path. That is death. Yep. Long winding path just to allow the game to load the next area. Is he in here? Oh, yes he is. Okay, so we'll talk to him in a quick moment, but... Huntsman's Copse. Yep. Yeah, the little execution ground arena up there. That's where we'll fight the executioner at. So... Light the bonfire. Yep. So we're gonna go that way, but first we have a gentleman here. It should be Velkin? I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, the Mr. Hexer guy. Yeah. I believe you need 10 intelligence and 10 faith to talk to this guy. Otherwise, he's not going to talk to you. But we have enough, so he should talk to us.
The dark stirs. I see it. The dark has sparked within you. My name is Falcon. I will trade with you. What do you need?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Falcon the Outcast. Yep. He'll only talk to you, again, if you have, I think a certain number of intelligence and faith. But, alright, before we get by, let's talk.
This land lies closest to the dark. That is why I came here. This kingdom collapsed long ago. All that are left are either undead or hollow. Save a few misfits like myself.
Oh, Falcon. No need to be awkward.
I went to a great school in the south, but neither sorcery nor pyromancy appeal. I learned nothing. Nothing at all. It was there that I happened upon the dark. It drew me in, the nebulous dark. Soon I was drawn to this land where dark runs deeper than anywhere else.
Drawn to the dark. Soon the feast will begin.
Hexes originated here in ancient times. They were once a form of sorcery, but the practice was lost, then later rediscovered. Those devoted to hexes are a lonely lot, but nevertheless they give their life to their art. Such is the fate of we practitioners of dark.
Yeah, the ancient land of Ulasil. Yep, discovered by sorcerers on the brink of madness from the outburst of humanity. Yep. Yeah, so people who study the dark are basically madmen. mad sorcerers at that. Alright, Velkin, anything else?
What drew me to the dark? I do not know. Hexes are more than mere tools to me. I feel affinity and warmth, something universal, nostalgia even. Those who discover dark realize this, and they never come back.
Yeah. Druin by the darks. Yeah. Anything else?
This land, this king. Oh,
Alright.
Second.
He's repeating stuff. Okay, so if you do have 20 faith and 20 intelligence without any stat boosting items, he will give you his stuff, his armor set, and I think a staff as well. So I am going to plan for at least 30 in both, just so I can get Carillion and Lycia's as well. So we'll come back to him once we got those stats. Alright, so let's see what you have to offer. He has the Chaos Rapier. Yep. Rapier of Darkness and Chaos. Once a brilliant young sorcerer casts away his earthly desires, devoting himself entirely to the dark that bewitched him. Nebulous, inky, and serene. The dark holds an allure matched only by the fear it strikes in men's hearts. Could it be nature holding a mirror to mankind? Ooh. Yep. It does fire damage, I think. Yep, fire damage. Well, Chaos in the Chaos Blade from Dark Souls 1 causes health drain per hit, so I wonder if that's true for this. But the Archdrake Staff. Yep. Members of the Archdrake sect of Lindent, callous for sorceries and hexes, known for its clerics and their miracles, sorcery is believed to be a profane practice. But as with anything, such beliefs are part faith and part front. And this staff was born of that hypocrisy. Yep. Well, we can actually wield it if we really wanted to, but I think our sorcerer staff's probably better right now anyway. And the Archdrake Chime. Cast for miracle and hexes. The land of Lindent is covered by stringent laws, and those who dare defy them are punished without mercy. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I had a sneeze. Anyway, stringent laws and those dare defy them are punished without mercy. It is often the sinful who seek piety, spurred only by a selfish desire for salvation. Ooh, 22 faith, but it does have some pretty good base stats there. Might give this a go once we get there. And the Chaos Shield. Yep. Oh, pretty good against lightning and dark. Yep. Shield of Darkness and Chaos. Once a brilliant young sorcerer, nebulous inky. Alright, same as the rapier. Alright. I wonder if this is talking about Falcon himself. It might be. So you got some rings. Ring of Light Protection. It nullifies death but breaks. Divine ring that watches over one's life. Created by the students of Ivory Roan's Sage of Lindent. In great protective power will protect you from any loss upon death, but after its power is spent, the ring will break. Yep. And unlike Dark Souls 1, when a ring breaks in Dark Souls 2, you can actually repair it. You can actually go back to Lindergrass or Macduff, and they can repair it. So don't worry if your ring breaks. You can just repair them. Although I think it's pretty costly to repair rings anyway, so just try not to break them. Dark Pine Resin, you might get some of those. Oh, and some sorceries and hexes. Magic Barrier, yep. Encased in the body, Magic Barrier increases resistance to magic, lightning, fire, and dark. Miracle said to shield its caster with the rock's armor, and was common amongst the wizard knights of Mira. A little elemental protection actually might be pretty good in some places, depending on how long it lasts. Maybe like 90 seconds, I think. You got Dark Orb. I've already seen this. Dark Weapon. you can actually use it. Well, not natively, but almost. Falcon Outcast applied his art to transform a magic weapon into a hex. Add dark damage to the types of damage the weapon already inflicts. Those who choose the path of dark are admonished by all manners of sorcerers, but this does not stop the curious from being drawn to this strangely alluring craft. Yep. You can buff weapons even if they're infused, although, like, magic weapon will probably work best with a weapon that's infused with magic, because it'll already further boost the magic damage on it. Same with dark. If you use dark weapon on a dark infused weapon, it'll just further boost the dark damage. So you can use it on an uninfused weapon, but you don't get quite the same oomph out of it. But damage is damage, no matter how small. So, Resonant Soul. Hex that distorts the power of life, and it's a dark mask at the cost of souls. It can be used even without souls, but it greatly reduces strength. Yep, Sacred Chime. Yeah, I think it consumes, all your souls on hand in order to boost its damage, but there's like a upper limit to how much it takes, or how much it influences. I think the upper limit is 5,000 souls, I believe. So anything more than that is a waste. So use with caution, I'll say that. Great Resonant Soul, just a stronger version of that. It's a large mass of dark at the cost of souls, even without souls, but greatly reduced strength. Chime. 1018. We can use it with the Faith Ring, but not that. Resonant Flesh. Hex developed independently by Outcast Falcon. Transforms a certain number of souls into HP over a period of time. Something gained, something lost. Kind of like a heal spell, but it consumes souls, I guess. Probably the more souls you have, the more you get health back. But again, there's probably upper limits. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I don't really use it. And Resonant Weapon. Yep. A hex developed independently by Outcast Falcon transforms to a certain number of souls to attack power over a period of time. Something gained, something lost. Yep. So probably consume X number of souls, or consume your souls, gain increased damage. Mm-hmm. Again, there's probably an upper limit to the souls for damage you get, but I don't know what it is. I tend not to use these because they consume souls, and I want my souls. So, Alright, so we'll come back to you to buy some stuff, but for now, that's it.
No matter, the time will come.
Alright, Falcon. Alright, Falcon the Outcast. Let's rest real quick. Alright. So now we shall do Huntsman's Copse properly this time. We got some undead, I think they're undead laborers, they're called. Yeah, their bodies are covered in, like, markings. Yeah, you can see they're covered in, like, markings. For what? I don't know. Right. But they can drop their prisoner's armor set. Pretty bad defenses, but it does have item discovery attached to it, so yeah. Don't think you can see it from up here, but we do not want to jump down yet. We do, but not right now. Oh, he's going to spew poison. Let's put this on just in case. Alright, yeah, we'll just ignore you for now. I'm pretty sure they drop items and I want to be able to get to them later. But, yeah, you can hear the little croaking of a basilisk down there. So, there's an item we could probably jump to, but again, for now, we're just going to leave it. So I want to clear out the bottom first before we do our drop downs. Tombstones. There's a shortcut. That item right there is the token of fidelity. Yeah, we're gonna need that to talk to Targray, but we're gonna have to do a little jump to it first. So we came up from there, go up this way. I'm pretty sure an enemy drops down from the roof. Yep, there he is. Mr. Rogues. They have a pretty cool armor set. I'm gonna try and get that one as well, but yeah, ow. And he's across the way, you just barely see him. So get some light in here, bust open the doors and the blinds. Dude. Nice. Oh, you didn't die, huh? But you can see a body drop down. You can see some more hollows in that little pit. That is a death pit. There's no coming back. Just open the lights. Just be careful here. Enemy on the side of the door. Okay. This is actually the way forward. This doesn't open. There is a sconce down there. We do want to light. Actually, we'll make our way forward because there is a bonfire not too far forward. Clear out these enemies. Yeah. I knew there was I knew he was here, I just wasn't sure where exactly. But cracked red eye orb. Yep. Huntsman's Copse. Yep. A lot of butterflies out and about. Or moths anyway, they're not butterflies, they're moths. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to get this bonfire first. Down the ladder. Under the bridge. Kick open the shortcut. And here's our bonfire. Alright. There's no fake walls down here, so we'll actually light our torch and go back into the building. Yes, the bodies spawn back in. You can hear them thud against the ground. Because there is a sconce down here. Light it. Although, to be honest, the ring of blades would probably be a better idea than ring of knowledge at this point. Just so we can one-shot the rogues. But bandit knife. I think we already got like 4 of those. I don't. Yeah, it's up here. There's a fake wall in here. I think it's up there. Or over here. Yeah, it's right here. How could there not be a fake wall? Ta-da! It's not fake. It looks so obvious you think it's a fake wall, but nope, it's not. Yeah. We'll go up the ladder. Actually, it is a fake wall. I'll say that. You can't open it from this side, though. You have to open it from the different side. Gotcha. They drop flame butterflies. And that right there is a torturer. Yep. See if we can hit him. Nope, he dropped down. All right. I think we knocked him down, but yeah, it takes him a while to get to us from where he is, but yeah. Just trying to see if I can see anything, but nope. All right. That was a torturer. Sometimes you can hit him with like an arrow or a throwing knife, and he'll run this way instead of dropping down. I was hoping he would come this way, but no, he fell down. Lost life gem. Alright. And with that cleared out, we're actually going to go back this way. Can't quite remember. There's a way. Yeah. Bodies render in. Last thing he wants to get poisoned. Alright. The last thing he wants to get the torturer to come up behind us. There we go. I'm not getting that item. There is a big old basilisk down below. I'm trying to think real quick. Let me go grab our torch again. You see the bodies flying everywhere as they render back in. You can hear them too, the thud. The thud. Alright. Trying to remember what the way down was. Or we have to go a bit further in. Yeah, there's an item. I think I have to go a bit further into the area. I don't quite remember how to get down there. Trying to remember real quick. Yeah, you can see the little yeah, right there on the right side of the screen. It is kind of dark, but you see a basilisk. I don't quite remember how to get in there. It's got to be in this building. I'm almost certain it is. Over here. No. Alright, I'm just going to take a quick moment to check. Because this is death. This is straight up death. That's not true. That's death. That is death. I'll stand by that every time. Okay, I don't quite remember how to get down there, but I'm pretty sure you come out from here. I think this is the exit. This is the exit out from the basilisk area, but how do I get down there? I have to get down there later in the level. I have to. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's my least played Dark Souls game, but it'll come to me as I play. Right, anyway, let's press forward, I guess. Yeah, we'll press forward. Okay, so first order of business is we're gonna try and get that. This will probably take a few attempts, so I'm going to show the first attempt and then go from there. So we want to jump off here and attack. Yes, okay, good. Did a plunging attack. Luckily, we hit the corner. Whew. Ferrous Lockstone, token of fidelity. So now we can talk to Targray. He'll actually talk to us now. And we get another Lockstone, so that's good. And I remembered, this is actually the way you get down there. Yes, I completely forgot about it until I landed here. I was like, yep, this is how you get down there. So this is how you get down to the little basilisk area. Alright, so we're going to hop across. Plunge attack just for safe measure. Yep, there we go. Now it's going to be really dark because we don't have a torch. I wonder if this actually get a better spot, better view. Don't want to fall down. There we go. And now you can kind of get a better view of the big basilisk down there. Yep. Monastery Charm, Soul of Proud Knights. I do want to jump to that. I think that's a butterfly drop. Or not a butterfly. I keep calling them butterflies, but they're moths. They're not butterflies. Right, so we're going to attempt to get to that. Otherwise, we're going to be fighting a basilisk, one of the giant ones. I think he's in water, so that's not going to help. I could do that. Got a broadsword from the Dark Stalkers back in No Man's Wharf. I think the slash is probably best against them. So we'll do that. Alright. We might get petrified here if we're not careful, or die, or both. No! Should have done a plunging attack. Go. Should have done a plunge attack for that, so I may not be able to get to it. Poison moth, I think it was from one of the moths that we killed. Three large shards from the large basilisk. Another moth from one of the, I think one of the other moths. Radiant life gem, I think that's from another moth. Another chest. I'm pretty sure it's not trapped. And here we have Ricard's Rapier. Goodbye, item. You may not be able to see what you are. Ricard's Rapier. Ooh, a lot of text. 25. An exquisitely decorated rapier, said to belong to a prince who appears in an ancient tale. There are numerous variations of the story of the prince who wandered the lands and eventually became undead. The majority of these tales end in tragedy, but there are some exceptions. Yeah, quick little thrusts. I'm not sure you can follow it up. Yes, you can. That's just R2 tap, and if you tap twice pretty quickly, there you go. Right. Probably pretty good at inflicting poison and bleed, maybe, depending on the motion values, but alright. Ricard's Rapier. I'm actually tempted to get that. It might be something good, but over here, the exit. Yep, a lot of prisoners. Large soul. Take it carefully. There's a prisoner guy on the edge there. Yep. Back in here. Here we go. The fake wall. Back in here. Alright, so we came full circle. Let's go up. Back to the bonfire. Alright. Do I really want to try? I'm tempted to grab that one item that's on the little mushroom. It's actually easier to get over there. Well, I'm gonna go grab it, see if I can. So I'll be back here in a moment. I'm just gonna go grab it. Alright, I'm back. I did grab the item. It was just a poison moss. So, was it worth it? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Alright, so I did rest here. So we got all our stuff back. Alright, so now we're going to make our way up there. Yeah, this is going to be a... I wouldn't say perilous, but definitely a long trek. Yeah, because we have to go through some pretty tough enemies, I'll say that. You might get invaded by the Forlorn here. There is a guaranteed invasion of them in this little forested area. I don't know if it's on this side of the bridge or that side. So, but that hollow right there in front of the bridge, he will run away. He's also pretty quick, so if you see him bolt away from you, I don't think he drops anything. Well, I think he just drops smooth and silky stones. Yeah, but he doesn't drop anything important. At least no key items anyway. So, yep. All right. I do really need. I should use my mace. All right. Okay, so we do want to cross the bridge to where I want to go, but. Come on, hollows. Prisoner Hood. Let me take care of this guy real quick. A torturer, that's what they're called. Alright, not too bad. Alright. Prisoner Hood. Yep. Rags worn by imprisoned hollows appears to have been worn on the head. Judging by its look and apparent virtues, this really is no more than a tattered scrap cloth. Still carries the stench of a hollow. Raises item discovery. Yep. The prisoner set does increase item discovery for each piece, or at least the helmet and the chest, I believe. Yeah, I think the arms and the legs don't do that, but yep. All right, so yeah, I see the hollow guy ran away, but we'll go over here. Take care of him. Look up. Make sure there's no poison spewing moth. We might get invaded here. Soul item, orange burr. Alright. The orange burr. Temporary boosts of fire defense. Yeah. These burrs bloom magnificently on a shrub every few years. Their color and effect determined by soil quality and recent weather. Known to have been used in rituals long ago. Yep. Use this to increase your fire defense for a time. Alright, so we want to go across and then up that way. Alright, so that's where we want to go. So there he goes. There's Mr. Runny Guy running away. Alright, so we might get invaded here any moment. Just be prepared. Poke. Yeah, I think he's in an artificial undead, I think is what he's called. Yeah, he can drop his weapon, that's about it. But yeah, there's another moth. Take care of him so you don't get poisoned. There's a CN Knight, which means there's probably some goodies in there. But we'll get there eventually. And you can see the drop down from up there. Go away. So we want to go this way. This way leads to the Executioner. There should be some skeletons, I believe. Skeletons? There should be some skeletons. That way towards the boss. Oh. You got poise from his attack. Yeah, skeletons. That's what I thought. There we go. If they don't respawn... Well, they will respawn, but they don't get back up. That's what I mean. And we have the Notched Whip. An interesting little item, or weapon. We get whip covered in spikes, shreds skin and causes bleeding. Very effective against bare flesh, but not against enemies with armor or the like. Yep, has a pretty good bleed build-up. Again, bleed in Dark Souls 2 isn't that good, but it's something. I'll say that. Alright. Here we have... Yep. Just a row of them. 1, 2, 3, there's like 4 or 5 in the background. I mean, we could stagger them easily, but as long as if they're attacking, though, they're gonna just poise right through it. I think what we want is in their arrows. There we go. Just lure them in one at a time. go. Again, just try and lure them in one at a time. Come on. Come on. Don't slow down on me. Ah. He didn't continue sprinting, he stopped. Alright. There's another one right there. There's probably like 3 more up there, so we just gotta be careful. Just poise right through it, don't you? Alright. That should be most of them. There might be like another 1 or 2, but... Yeah, there's that guy up there we shot in the back earlier. Go. All right. Anybody else want to negotiate? No? Good. All right. So now we got to cross this rickety bridge. Just be careful. This is one way to get to the token of fidelity, but it'll hurt. Don't want these guys coming up behind us. And don't worry, the bridge won't break. So. But there is a red phantom up ahead. Yeah, he's not an invader. He's just a always present phantom. So he is very strong. He has a great sword. He's got a great shield. He'll probably smash us really badly. So you can either just run past him into the boss arena, or you can sit out here and fight him. If you fight him and you kill him, he doesn't respawn. So if you die to the boss, you can easily run past after that. But he's gonna be hard. I do want that this time. We could try and parry him, but he'll probably cost us our lives if we do that. More stamina, alright. Undead Purgatory. Yep, there he is. Mr. Red Phantom. Yep. I don't like fighting you. You have heavy armor, and I don't think you're gonna stagger with pokes. And you don't have a lot of space to fight him in either. So he does kind of stagger. Almost. There we go. All right. That backstab definitely helped. All right, let's top off. Alright. That went a lot better than I anticipated. I will not lie. Right. We want our mace because skeletons and... I would get the spear, but it's like... durability is running a little low. Yeah, I do want to upgrade another spear just to have as backup. fine. We'll stick with our spear. Alright. That should be fine. This may not help, but that'll definitely help, I'll say that. Alright, so we'll do that. So we are actually going to jump across here real quick. Grab this. Another fire seed for our pyromancy flame. Jump across. Alright. I don't think you can block the chariot. I don't think you can. So this might not be useful. You can dodge through it, but I don't think you can actually block it. So we'll stick with this. Alright. I want to see how quick this throws. Actually, that was pretty quickly. Alright, we might use that to lure the skeletons away. Yeah, alright. So through here is the Executioner boss. Yep. He's the first, quote, phase of the fight is him just kind of running around the little arena, just back all the way through and through. Yeah, just... Yeah. The actual boss is the horse, not the guy on the horse. It's the horse. So phase 1 is the horse pulling the chariot around the arena. You can dodge through the spikes. The timing on it's kind of tricky, but it is possible. The hardest part about this fight is the skeletons. There are several skeletons with a necromancer raising them again. So the first order of business is to find the necromancers and kill them. So, because once they're dead, we can let the chariot take care of the skeletons. There are 2 necromancers in this arena, so we gotta take them both down. Yep. Then after that, we'll lower the gate. The chariot will crash through the gate, and then the proper fight will start. Yep. And hopefully at that point, the skeletons are all dead, necromancers are all dead, and it's just a straight up fight. So, all right. All right, I think we're good. All right, let's do this. I might not. The only issue is probably not going to have enough stamina for all this. So, but let's hope we do. So, all right, let's do this. We have to go this way. There are little alcoves you can duck into to block the chariots, or to avoid the chariot, I should say. But here it comes. The skeleton's got in our way. Let's drink. Don't worry about the items. There's the necromancer. Nice. Damage is good. Alright. There's the first necromancer. The other one should be over here on the right, I believe. There we go. Yeah, I think he's down here. There he is. There we go. There we go. Ow. Get out of there. Really? Thank you. Oh, I forgot about the luring skulls. They should have helped a lot. Right. So let's chill out here for a second. Alright. I forgot about my alluring skulls. They would have helped lower the gate. I think we missed it. Alright. So now the fight proper. Let's see, 256. Alright, so spear's better. Oop. I can't see. There we go. Dark attack, just kind of strafe. Hits in. Oh, didn't dodge in time. Ah, watch me. Oh, come on. Finish it. One life gem for good measure. The Executioner's Chariots. Yeah, this fight is a real pain. I mean, the skeletons alone are enough, but I forgot about my alluring skulls. These should work against the skeletons, but I forgot about them. Yeah, skeletons, they love to just run you down when you're trying to get away and use up your stamina and just, stun lock you in a corner, and it's a real mess. But yes, but once you can clear out the necromancers, let the chariot deal with the skeletons, pull the lever. Then the chariot knocks the chariot away, and it's just you and the horse. Yep. Not a bad fight, but yeah, a little confined for it's a big horse, confined area. Yeah, but just strafe to the right, and you should be fine. Don't go left like I did. Just go right. But yeah, other than the skeletons, not a bad fight. Yep, and we got his soul. Yep, soul of the Executioner's Chariot that holds control over the undead purgatory. The chariot was created only to torment undead, and it took the form of a horrendous mad steed. It windowed into the soul of its master. Yep. Yep. Oh, here's the token of fidelity. Yep. Recognize that the owner has traveled worlds to help others. When in other worlds, it can also be used to restore the master of the world's HP, but this is only a secondary effect of the item. Simply carrying these tokens shows the depth of the holder's fidelity. So this allows us to talk to Targray. Alright. Executioner Chariot. So now we're gonna go that way, pick up all the items. That item, can't get it from this side. I think it has to go the other way. Maybe. Yeah, let's just check it out. Let's see if we can get it from over here. Yeah, here's the Executioner. And what's left of the chariot. That way will lead us to Titchy Grin. Okay, so this item you get over here. Okay. Brave Warrior. There is a special animation with the Executioner Chariot. If you do damage to it without lowering the gate here, the gate over there, it does have a special little animation where Once you lower its health down to a certain threshold, I'm not 100% sure what the threshold is, but it'll try to make this jump across, but it'll fail. And it'll kind of get stuck here. And then you come over, hit it a few times, and it falls down. It falls to its death. Very similar to Ceaseless Discharge. So, But that does require you to beat it without lowering the gate, and it's constantly running around the little arena here. So, yeah. Pretty tricky. Alright, so let's go backtrack, pick up the items. Effigy, we'll take. Fading Soul. Another Fading Soul. I think those are only 50 souls apiece, so... Yeah. Alright, anybody else drop anything? Yep, I see something. Another Fading Soul. Another reason why, just to ignore the items. They're not worth it. And here's the entrance, right here. Alright. Here's a little gap across. Alright. Let's go back this way to the doorway. And we'll go up the stairs and we'll talk to Titchy Grin. Yeah, if it wasn't for the skeletons, this wouldn't be a bad fight, but the skeletons. Alright. I don't think there's any fake walls in here. Various statues. There's Titchy Grin. Here's the bonfire. Before we talk to Titchy Grin, I think there's an item we can actually get to. I think it's down here. No? Yep. Oh, here it is. Okay. 2 red-eye orbs. Nice. Alright. So let's talk to Titchy Grin, even though he probably won't say anything to us because we don't have a token of spite. So, but we can at least talk to him.
What is it? Oh, you trot long home. This place won't be any fun. Not for you.
Yep. Yeah, he won't talk to us till we get a spite, so...
What is it? Oh.
Yep, okay. So that's all we can do with him for now. But we'll come back. You can get a token of spite offline. It's in the bottom of the gutter. So it's going to be a little while before we actually talk to him. So. Alright. So actually we'll travel back to the Blue Cathedral. Because we have to talk to Mr. Targray and buy some stuff from him. So. Yeah, you need to be online to activate these little statues. So. Alright, Targray, we have stuff for you. Will you actually talk to us now? Alright, Targray.
Transient being. You have obtained proof you are worthy of joining our order. You may call yourself one of us, and are free to plant your roots in this garden of the gods. Be proud. I, Targray, do proclaim from this day you are a Knight of the Blue. Rejoice and bask in your new honor.
Join the Blue Sentinels? Yep. You need to join in order for, at least I think, to access his inventory. So we'll join for now. Enter the Covenant.
You are no longer a mere vagabond. You are now a guardian, a Knight of the Blue. Proud Knight, take this.
Guardian seal?
Wear this ring and shine light upon stone. Then you will hear the voices of the Blue Apostles. Listen for their cries of help and repel the malicious invaders. This is the proud work of the Knights of the Blue, the way they elevate themselves to a higher plane. I'll provide what you need. You may visit me at any time.
All right. Targray.
Proud Knight, you may come to me, Targray, for help.
All right, so we learned gesture. The dual bow. All right, anything else?
We Knights of the Blue must rely upon one another to achieve our greater goal. Present your token of fidelity to test your strength against other knights.
Yeah, kind of hinting at the PvP mechanic of the Blue Sentinels, that little down by the bonfire, the 3 statues. So, anything else?
Proud Knight, aim high in all things. We Knights must protect the Apostles of Blue. Never forget this fact, and by your honor, never eschew your training.
Alright, anything else?
There are others in this forsaken place who have only a lust for blood. They conspire to ambush Blue Apostles on the road. Knight of the Blue, protect our Apostles from these bloodthirsty brigands. Take pride in your duty as a Blue Knight. Work hard and pursue a higher plane.
Yeah, that's just mentioning the Covenant of Blood. Yeah, the Titchy Grin and his folk are the people who will ambush the Blue Apostles. So, anything else?
We Knights of the Blue must present your...
All right, repeating. All right, so now we buy items. Morning Star we already have. Halberd we already have. Get this in Majula. Get this in the Forest. He sells Monastery Charms. Yep. As well as Holy Water Urn. Yep. Urn filled with crystal clear water. Originally intended as a soothing potion, this water sculls the skin of undead and hollows. In the old capital of Mira, an ancient, well-protected spring produces holy water, but the water has been difficult to acquire ever since Mira became embroiled in war. Yeah, I think most enemies are considered hollow, undead. Yeah, like the infantry soldiers, the artificial undead. I think the torturers are as well, leading to the executioner. I think they are as well. So, having these wouldn't be a bad idea. I think it scales with faith, but he has bolt stones. Yep. Yep. Sorcerers at Melfian Magic Academy once attempted to imbue Titanite with various elements, but are said to have failed. Yep. Yeah, this infuses our weapons with lightning, so maybe once we get our faith up a bit, this will probably come in handy, but I think for right now, it's I think we can get some later on, but if we need some, we can come to him to buy them. Yep, and he has 2 miracles. Emit Force, which we picked up in No Man's Wharf. Yeah, throughout history, there have been many examples of imitative miracles. When discerning original from imitator is nigh on impossible, which is which hardly matters. Excuse me. Yeah, because imitations are just as good as the real thing. And we have Heavenly Thunder. Emit lightning in random directions. Scholars bicker over whether this is the original lightning spear or a derivative. One can never gain full control of the power of the gods, but with a little favor from Lady Luck, the spell will destroy your foes. Yep. Probably more useful against bigger enemies, but We'll get it. Yeah, we'll get that one too. Might as well. Should we just buy these already? Sure. We'll get some urns. Alright. Alright, Targray, anything else?
Proud knight, aim high. We never.
Alright.
There are others.
Oops.
They not take work.
Alright.
Pursue your work, Knight of the Blue.
Alright, so now we're a Blue Sentinel. The only way to level up in the Blue Sentinel Covenant is through killing invaders. Yep. Well, being summoned to another player and then killing the invader in their world. So, and it requires, for rank 3, it requires, I kid you not, 1,000. 1,000 to get rank 3. I kid you not. It is that ridiculous. Luckily, there are alternate methods to get the Covenant reward items. But I think that requires New Game plus, I believe, in order to get some of these, to get this stuff. But yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. All right, Targray. Thank you. You also got the Guardian Seal, but I think doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I don't think it adjusts any stats, so. Alright. Guardian's Seal. Join this covenant and wear this ring to be automatically summoned to the world of a blue apostles who have been invaded by dark spirits. The ring is engraved with the crest of the Way of Blue, symbolizing the dignified oath to protect each world's master from dark spirits. Alright, so I think at this point I am going to head back to Majula. I think we have enough to level up twice. And then we'll probably call an episode. I think that's a good idea. Don't you? Yeah, that animation she's doing, the Maiden in Black and Demon Souls does that as well, every now and then. So, All right, lady, time to get up.
Bearer of the curse, see less.
All right. No flash shards, but we'll level up. 2 levels. That'll get us to 100 agility. Vigor, maybe. And that's more damage. I want to start working on Faith, but gonna need some more attunement slots eventually. We'll continue to work on Faith. Alright. And alright. Alright. And with that, I am going to call an episode. Yep. Started our adventures into Huntsman's Copse. I just went down to Lycia, had her move the wall, paid 2,000 souls for it. Ooh. I just kind of followed the path. Yep. Picking up items, met Falcon, the outcast, the first hexer guy we talked to. Yeah, he sells hexes, some weapons, some armor, well, weapons mainly. Yep. So I just kind of talked to him. Didn't really buy anything from him. I probably will do that eventually, but for right now, we'll just leave him alone. Yep. So we talked to him, hit the bonfire, and continued forward. Yep. Through another cave with a whole bunch of moths just kind of chilling out along the wall. Big old basilisk on the bottom. But we continued past them. Yep. Came to Huntsman's Copse proper. Through the little building, busting the little shutters for a little light. Took care of the range guys. Triggered a little ambush to the door. Cleared out a bunch of undeads. To the roof, where we some more undeads. Down. Continue forward. Eventually opened up the shortcut. Hit the bonfire. Lit our torch. Lit the sconce. And then I think we did a perilous jump towards the token of fidelity. Yep. Yeah, just kind of jumped off or angled ourselves, jumped towards the item, did a plunging attack just so we don't roll off the edge. That's what's most likely going to happen. It's probably going to overshoot your jump, land, and then roll off the edge. It's happened to me several times. So just jump off, plunging attack just so you don't roll, and it should be good. So you grab the token of fidelity, Pharaoh's Lockstone. Yeah, continue down into like the little quote secret area. Yep. Yeah, that led us to the second level, past that little cave area with all the moths and the basilisk. Yep. So we just kind of looted some items. I don't quite remember what was the body had. I think it was like a soul item at that. But Yep. And then we just kind of dropped it down and took on that giant basilisk. I don't think he respawns. He does give us 3 large shards for our troubles. And he was guarding a chest that contained Ricard's rapier. Yep. Another throwback from Dark Souls 1. So it does have its little spammy thrust R2 attack, so, it might be good. It might be good on inflicting poison. Not quite sure what the motion values are for those attacks, but it might be good for that. Yep. And then we just collected some poison moss from the moths that we took out. Yep. It brought us back to that little building that with the sconce and the shutters that we broke open. Yep. And we went back to the bonfire. From there, we pressed on a little bit further into Huntsman's Copse, but we went a hard right. Yeah, there across the first bridge, you go right, and it should kind of double back towards the beginning. But that path has a bunch of, the game calls them torturers. It's the tall guys with the dark infused weapons that, if you can dodge their attacks, they don't have a lot of poise, so our poke would work against them, but while they're attacking, they have a lot of poise, and it's really difficult to break them out of it. So, and they hurt, but we can kill them pretty quickly, luckily. Yeah, so, went through them, picked up the notch whip, just kind of dragged, used our arrows, bow and arrow to kind of pluck them one at a time, just to get them towards us one at a time. Because you don't want to fight them in bunches. Yeah, just stick with luring them in one at a time, and it should be fine. Yep. But there's like 5 or 6 along the way to the executioner. So yeah, we just kind of cleared them out, crossed the little bridge. Yeah, but at the end of the bridge, before the boss fog, is a red phantom. Yep. He's not an invader. He's just a roaming phantom. Yep. And he's a tough one. Yeah, he's a tough one. He's got a great sword, so he can. So if you do dodge, he can actually he'll actually be able to turn his attack into you, because that's just one of the properties of a greatsword in Dark Souls 2, 3, and Elden Ring as well, where you can actually aim your attack as you're attacking up to a certain point. So even if the enemy gets behind you, you can still kind of turn towards them with the ultra great swords. So, so we did kind of get us a bit, but we just kind of luckily we got him. We were able to stagger him a little bit with our pokes, and we were able to also get behind him and do a backstab for some serious damage. And at that point, all it took was one strong attack and took him down. Yeah, I will not underestimate how strong he is. He is very strong. He will kill us really quickly if we let him. He almost did, but luckily we did get him. So I'm happy about that. So I don't think he drops anything. He doesn't respawn. At least he shouldn't. So before we entered the boss fog, we hopped across, grabbed a fire seed to upgrade our pyromancy flame, hopped back across, and then we prepared for the executioner chariot. Yep. And executioner chariot, the boss itself isn't that bad. It's all the little skeletons in the arena that just really make it really, really bad. Because there's several of them, and they'll chase you down, and they're faster than the player, and so they'll catch up eventually, and they'll block you from dodging the chariot, or they'll just kind of stagger you in place, and it's a real mess. So the best you can do is just avoid them, dodge through the chariot as it comes, find the necromancer that keeps reviving the skeletons, take him out, let the chariot do most of the work, just kind of follow up and finish. Yeah. And what makes matters worse is that there's a second set of necromancer and skeletons in that arena. Not just one set, but two. Yeah, so but it's the same, rinse and repeat, just kind of avoid the skeletons, dodge through the chariot, kill the necromancer, and then kill the skeletons. Yeah. But it was a little touch and go there. Almost died a few times in that fight. So we were able to clear out the necromancers and the skeletons, and we lowered the little gates, which caused the chariot part of the executioner chariot to kind of break apart, leaving only the boss itself, the horse, the double-headed horse. It wasn't that bad. I mean, a lot of delayed attacks, but as long as you stick to strafing rights, you should be relatively okay. Yep. But, yeah, so we just kind of poked him down until he was dead. Almost got us, but popping life gems, that's what they're there for. So we beat the boss, got its soul. I think what you get from its soul is a crossbow and maybe something else. We'll go back to Stray and check it out. But yeah. So we took care of the boss, looted the arena for a brave soul, a bunch of fading souls, and then we went upstairs, the bonfire, grabbed some cracked red eye orbs, and then we tried to talk to Grin, who was the Covenant guy for the Covenant of Blood, but he won't talk to us, not yet, not until we get a token of spite. The only way to get to token of spite is to invade another player, kill them, or there is one in the world. It's down in the gutter at the bottom, so it is going to be a little bit till we get it. But so yeah, so we countered Chichi Grin, and after that went to the Cathedral of the Blue, talked to Blue Sentinel Targray, because now that we have token of fidelity, he'll actually, talk to us. So we joined the Covenant, talked to him a bit more, learned a gesture, bought some items, and that was it. Yep, came back here, leveled up a bit, and that was it. So we just started our adventures into Huntsman's Copse. Yep. And the next episode will just be more of that. Yeah, probably the rest of Huntsman's Copse. Yeah, across the other set of bridge, where we should get invaded by the Forlorn. I think it's a guaranteed invasion of the Forlorn. There's several items to gather in the area. There's another cave section with another necromancer. There's another NPC. There was a CN knight that we spotted, probably guarding another sublime bone dust. There's actually a second invader as well. Yep. And then there's and then the boss, and then the bone lords. Yep. So, quite a bit of things to do in the Huntsman's Copse. But unfortunately, that'll be for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all. Let's get our bow going. See you all next time.